Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be very fun, especially for me and hopefully for you too. I love doing little DIYs, so I thought we would create some DIY art today. I have to say I was heavily inspired by macenna. I've been really into watching her home renovation lately, but as of the past few days I've just been going through some of her older videos and watching like her DIYs and stuff. And something I've been wanting to do for a while actually is a joint compound project, and that's what we're going to be doing today, as well as a little bit of a watercolor painting. So I just thought it would be fun to try these out and see how it goes, and in the meantime we can just chat and hang out. So hopefully this is something that interests you. It's just meant to be relaxing and maybe inspire you to make your own art as well. So let's get started. Okay, so I did a couple of like smaller canvases just to test it out and see if there was like a method to this. It's really actually super simple. I have a spot above my bed that I thought it would be nice to have two of these next to each other and just give it like a calming kind of vibe. So I have some colors that I thought I would try out, but first I'm just gonna do like a base layer of the joint compound. So if you're new here, I actually started this channel in 2020. I lost my job and I had always wanted to work for myself, but I didn't really know what that meant. So what I decided is that since YouTube has always been something I've wanted to try, literally since I was in 8th grade, I decided that since I was gonna be home anyway, I'm immune compromised because of my kidney transplant, and at the beginning of 2020 things were very uncertain, and since I was going to be home for a little bit, I decided that why not take a chance now and kind of see how it goes. So I kind of just started it as like a fun hobby. I taught myself how to edit. I taught myself how to film. I filmed on my phone for a while before I got a camera, and I just wanted to try it out. And then ultimately I realized that my hair recipe could be something that helped people. I was going through this in like 2019 and throughout 2020 where I was losing a ton of hair, and it was just really depressing and sad for me, and I decided to share it, and that was a really good decision because I just didn't realize that so many other people were going through the same thing. I know it sounds stupid, like but I guess you kind of always think that like it's only you going through certain things like that seem like kind of silly or whatever, and I'm here to tell you that that losing your hair is not a silly thing to be upset about. Because I was told that many times, that like, you know, you're young, it's just hair, like that kind of stuff. But to me, like, your hair can be a huge source of confidence. I know that there's like a lot of, you know, societal beauty standards, and one of them is having full, thick, like long or really luscious short hair, shiny hair. And when you're going through something like that, it changes the way you look, and you might not feel necessarily good about it. So that was something that kept me going, is that clearly other people needed to see that hair loss can be hard for other people as well, and that they weren't alone. and that people had found their way out of it. So that was really the reason that I kept doing YouTube. In 2021, my channel got monetized, and I think that a lot of you are here for my hair content. So what my goal has kind of become is just to incorporate things that I want to do and want to share and that I think are important and fun and relaxing and enjoyable with the things that you guys want to know. So in the future, let me know, like, do you follow me on Instagram? Is there a way that you can like leave questions maybe on one of my videos? In these kind of videos where I'm trying out new things, like this kind of DIY art, or if I'm vlogging or whatever it is, I can take that opportunity to answer one or two of your questions, or I could do a Q&A, or kind of like a more specialized focused hair video if that's what you're interested in seeing. Also, feel free to let me know if you enjoy these kind of videos and you want me to do more of them, because I would enjoy nothing more than doing a bunch of DIYs on my channel, getting to be like a little bit creative. So I don't even know if some of my friends know this about me, but my whole entire life, it has been one of my favorite things to do with my family or by myself is to just like sit down and either like write or sketch or paint or anything like that. So at the beginning of the pandemic, my mom and I actually started doing, and my brother too, we all started painting. And my brother does like acrylics and stuff. And then my mom and I kind of gravitated towards watercolor. So that's why we have like all the watercolor stuff that you're gonna see soon. It just became like one of those things we could do when we had nothing else to do. It was very like stress relieving and fun, and we actually got pretty good at it. But then once life started going back to normal a little bit, we just kind of fell out of practice, and so now we kind of have to get back into like watching tutorials and things like that. Sorry, I got a little distracted with like doing the edges and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of discuss like my goals for this channel, because ultimately I want it to be a good mix of like me and like all the things that I absolutely love, because I'm a very like eclectic person. Like I like a lot of different things, and they might seem kind of random to some people, but the idea of like having a niche to me is a little bit hard. So when I hear people talk about like pick one thing to talk about and like get really good at that, that's really hard for me, because I like to be pretty good at like a lot of things. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try my hardest to be true to that side of myself while still trying to reach as many of you as possible, just because I feel like if I can help a few people, which honestly, that has been like the biggest joy, is to just like see that some people have benefited from my videos, and that makes me so happy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of like random content, because I do. Okay, so I have a plate and I'm going to pour some of this paint. And then I'm gonna take some of the joint compound and just try and like mix it together. So this is going to be a very tonal kind of piece, because I kind of am into that look. Like I really like just a lot of variations of the same color. That's the nice thing about creating your own art, because you get to make it specifically like match your area that you're trying to do, or you know, whatever it is. So before I left for the hardware store, I actually went and like took paint chips and matched them to like my sheets. Not matched, but made sure that they went together and all that kind of stuff. So that is kind of like what I was thinking in the process of like getting the supplies and everything, because I've seen people do this DIY and I just think that it looks pretty high end to me. It's really not hard to do and it's actually really fun. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get like a close-up shot for you so I don't have to keep moving the camera, but I'm talking to you. Okay, so I had to take a little break for the camera to charge, but and to move everything and like clean up a little bit. But now what I want to do is I have this little arrangement of dried eucalyptus that I think I actually bought this eucalyptus like at least 4 months ago, and it's still going really strong. Some of the leaves have fallen off, but I just think it's so pretty. So I've been wanting to try to like kind of do a perspective drawing slash watercolor on this, but I need the actual thing in front of me to do it because I'm very visual in that way. I'm not necessarily great at art, but I am pretty good with like looking at something and putting it on paper. So I'm gonna try my best, and the best thing is that once I do this in pencil, the watercolor kind of takes over a little bit and takes on like its own organic shape. So I think that'll be good. I just have some watercolor paper here, and then maybe I can find a little frame to put it in. Let's see what happens.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade.
Okay, so now I think I'm gonna just go through and like darken up the stems and make it look a little bit more finished.
Still be around. I thought you were leaving without a sound. In my little world, you are both pros and cons. It's hard to admit when you feel you don't belong. So tell me, are you still in there? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know how far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart.
Okay, so that is going to be all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me and doing some fun little DIYs and art. Let me know if any of you guys like to do this kind of thing, and also send me pictures if you do make either of these things. Obviously I didn't invent them or anything, but I think it would be cool to see like how you interpret it, and like I said, make sure to let me know what you would like to see in the future. My video after this is going to be a thrifting video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I will see you next Tuesday with another video. Bye guys.